It's Girl Talk with my sister.
So excited.
So, did you date him or it was just a friendship?
Like you said, elite only.
We're just friends.
None other than TT Torrez right here.
As promised, I told you to tweet your friends, text them, let them know that Fabolous will be on the show today. Let's bring him up. Hi, Fab.
Hey, what's going on?
What up, Daddy? How are you?
I'm good. I'm blessed, man. How you?
You always manage to give me a song that makes me feel sexy. There is something about your songs that makes me want to dance and look at myself.
Well, that's the objective. When I go into the studio, I'm like, how can I make this woman feel sexy? If I don't come across and make that happen, then my mission is not complete. So, I just want to make great songs for you, of course, and that record Ready. I felt like it was a genuine Fab record. It was something that you would hear on the radio that you could hear from Fab, and I thought that was a great way to start out. Even how being so long that I hadn't been on the radio and put out singles and stuff, I felt like that was a good way just to start, the wheel turning, you know what I mean?
If she'll be a car, she'll be a Lamborghini Mercedes. Who thinks of that?
Yeah. Yeah. That's saying how fast, it can happen. It can go down, you know what I mean? Lambos are fast, so, that was my play on words of saying how fast it can go down and how fast it can happen. Also, Lamborghinis is a very sophisticated car, so, if you want to add to how, the class of the woman, if she's, if you would put her in a Lamborghini class, so, that makes it another little play on the word as well.
All right, so let's talk about your other single you have with 2 Chainz, When I Feel Like It. How was it teaming up with 2 Chainz?
I mean, it was great, man. Me and Chainz, I saw him in New York, one time he was up here and we talked about, collaborating on something, and I told him I thought I had the record for him, and I sent it over to him, and he said he loved it and sent it back. I knew he liked the record because he sent it back so fast and did it so fast. So I was like, wow, like that was one of the quickest turnaround times that, besides being in a studio with somebody, that I've ever seen somebody do a record and get it back to you. So,
wow.
I commend him, man, because I know, as artists, sometimes you would love to even be as quick on your turnarounds, and sometimes just life pulls you in different ways, and you have different things to do. And so, showing that he did that so fast, man, I appreciated that greatly, man. And a lot of people don't know about him, too, is that he's really passionate about the music as well. Like, he knows his music. He knows, even with him being from the South, he knows a lot about up north and East Coast and New York music that a lot of people wouldn't even know. So, he's a fan of the music and of the game. So, I appreciate that even more as well.
Yeah, and he knows how to grind. You know what I'm saying? Because he's been in it so long. He's been grinding, and now is his moment, So
he grinded to the point where he is today. Like, he's not like an overnight kind of thing. And some people, they might think he's overnight, but
he's been around for a minute. So you actually been overseas getting a lot of money lately. Every time I see Red's Instagram, I always see you guys in Japan somewhere getting money.
I mean, you definitely, want to continue your touring, in between albums. That was one thing about, making the album. That was one thing, I had to choose between recording and touring. Touring is also a great part of an artist's career. And it also plants seeds when you want to keep people, connected to what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? People love coming out to a show, and like you said, we stay going overseas to, Europe and, different places just to making those connections. And I just got off of like a 31-city tour with Pusha T, the Life is So Exciting tour. And we did that throughout the States, and even the latter of the tour, the end of the tour, we did a bunch of Canada cities as well. So, touring is always great.
Now, do you think that the fans overseas have more of a appreciation for the hip-hop culture than we do here in the U.S.? I mean, not to say that we don't, but I know that overseas, they stick with their artists. Here in the States, we like, he hot today, but come back, come back later.
Right. I mean, I think you have so much option here and variation, you know what I'm saying? Like, if people have, and people here also, too, music is also just a soundtrack to their lives, and they still have things they have to do, and not as much of a priority, whereas, overseas, not saying that it's the biggest priority to them in the world, they also have a great appreciation because you don't come there as often. It's not as much option. There's not as much variation. So when a guy comes to those cities, they come out and support because, they don't know when they're going to get to see that person in their city again. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And whereas here, you get a lot of times, artists come down to Miami every other, or they come to New York every once a month. Or,
we're used to it.
Go to Atlanta once a month. So,
yeah.
You get used to it. Not really used to it, but just that, I can catch it next time, or I could, I got other things to do that, and it's life, you know what I'm saying? I understand it, sometimes I miss a lot of things as far as music because, I got to handle things. I got a tour. I got a family to take care of. I got a 5-year-old son that, that's more priority to me than, which two rappers are beefing right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and he is so stinking cute. All right, let's take a quick break, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we are G Talking with Fabolous. We'll be back. It's iPower92.1. Hey.
It's Girl Talk with my sister.
So excited.
Did you date him or it was just a friendship?
Like you said, elite only.
We're just friends.
None other than TT Torrez right here.
All right, welcome to the show. If you are just tuning in, we are G-Chatting with Fabolous, Fabolous. So I noticed that you are now starting to be a bit more open on social media, especially on Instagram. You are posting pictures of your son and whatnot, and we normally see you, we used to see you as a private person.
Yeah, thank you. I try to give a little... I try to get a little bit. I don't like to go overboard and post, keep your family's face all on your Instagram all day. But I try to, some moments, and just do something just to here and there. And, sometimes I think people go a little far. But, now there's people making pages for their kids.
Yes,
and
yes.
It's a little much, you know what I'm saying?
The baby's like, where's my check, Ma?
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you advertising and making your kid a part of, the entertainment, too. And, kids are one of the genuinest forms of, it's very genuine, the love, they're fun, they're carefree, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I look at my son and be jealous that he has no
worries.
In the world except for, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to worry about anything, they don't got bills, they don't, they can ask you for whatever they want and you got to provide it.
Yeah. I have a 2.5-year-old son, so I know what that is, It's just free.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to worry about nothing.
But I would say social media for you, Fab, as a fan, gave people kind of a different perspective of you. Like, you were more open. Like, oh, my God, like, this dude is hilarious. You know what I'm saying? Like, we known you for your mixtapes and your rap lyrics, but we didn't know you for a comedian until you got on Twitter.
Yeah, I think that was a cool thing about it. You know what I'm saying? I got to show another little side of my personality, which is cool. I think only people who personally knew me would know that I have, a joking side, because really, if, you don't know me, I don't really joke with people like that, or like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes your jokes could be taken out of context because they don't really know you. And through music, I'm not trying to make you laugh, I'm trying to make good music and try to make you, feel good. So, but, through Twitter, Instagram, it's a great way to show some other personality and show some other things you're into. That's why I like Instagram a lot, too, because it shows pictures and shows other things that you're into and doing, and I think that's a cool thing.
But sometimes, though, you be having that disclaimer, like the picture with Beyonce and Jay, you like, Hov, you my man, but hashtag.
Right.
Do you find you got to do that sometimes?
Hov and B fortunately, Hov and B is friends of mine, so, when you joke them, they can take it as a joke. I actually spoke, I remember after I did that picture, I spoke to Hov, and he's like, yo, man, you didn't warn me that you was going to go in, and I was like, yo, I can't warn you. You didn't warn Dream when you went in on his hat. You know what I'm saying? Like, so as friends, you could, they understand the jokes. They don't be sensitive about them. As long as you're not, going in violating nobody. It's just a, tasteful joke, and you keep it moving.
Yeah, he got caught out there with that one though. That was hilarious.
It was funny too because there was a couple pictures floating around like that. I had posted one with him and B, and then I had posted one with like Kim Kardashian and Kanye too. So it was funny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let's talk about the mixtape Fab versus the album Fab. Shout out to my man Frankie. He's from Coney Island. He is like the biggest Fab fan. He has you in his top 5. And so
that's what's up.
we were FaceTiming the other day, and we were talking about rappers and top fives and whatnot. And I said, I love you better on mixtapes. Not to say that I don't like your albums, because I do, but I like the mixtape Fab.
Right. I mean, I don't really battle with that because I have the understanding of it with mixtapes, I don't really have as much format unless I'm trying to do a specific kind of thing where, on that mixtape I wanted to have a certain sound or anything. But other than that, there's no real, I don't have to cater to anything, you know what I'm saying? Whereas as albums, there are different things that I want to cater to because I'm now reaching a broader audience. It's a different audience just getting your album versus your mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Your mixtapes is something that, a lot of people get that, are checking for your music and, your core fan base and stuff like that. Whereas your albums, you're trying to even make new fans with your albums as well. You're not trying to just only, stay in the same space or same place. It's musically, you want to do different things that you didn't try on mixtapes and stuff like that. And
I get it. It's two totally different ball games. All right, so listen, I got to take another quick break. Everybody, if you are just tuning in, we are G-Chatting with Fabolous. We'll be back with one more break, okay? It's iPower92.1.
It's girl talk with my sister.
So excited.
Did you date him, or it was just a friendship?
Like you said, elite only.
We're just friends.
None other than TT Torrez right here.
All right, it's iPower92.1 on the phone lines, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we are G-Chatting with Fabolous. So let me ask you this. You've been in the game for so long. How many years has it been now, Fab?
My first album came out in 2001.
Wow.
So
like
I think I've been in the game since at least 99 or 2000. I came in on a ladder of 99. But, one of the first joints I was on was Superwoman with Lil Mo.
Right.
Which was like at the ladder of 99, 2000. So,
right.
I would say, I'm going 12 to 13 years of doing this, which is, at the same time, it makes me sound old, but it's a great thing, too, because it's, this is a young man's sport, you know what I mean? And there's not many people who have been around and been able to, still be relevant within their music and within the young guys who are in the game and doing their thing. And, some of these young guys look up to me. They tell me, when they see me, they grew up on my music.
Is it weird for you because you're not that old? So is it weird for you when a young guy comes up to you like, yo, Fab, I grew up on your music? Like, I was in high school in 99. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
right.
Is that
it's dope. And it's at the same time, I was just getting out of high school then too. So like you said, I wasn't really that old, but it's dope, that people, have like one of the people asked me was one of the things that when I walk away from it, I hope that people can remember my music in certain situations of life and their memories. I remember in high school this song came out, or I remember I was in a relationship when So Into You came out. Those are dope things that you want to walk away from, having your music being associated with people's memories and times in their life and, things that they've done throughout their life, you know what I'm saying? That's one of the most things that I can ask for, is that, my music translates to actual people in relation, you know what I'm saying? So
do you think that passion is what keeps you relevant? Because, being in the game as long as you have, there's a lot of rappers that done fell off and you still in it, Well,
one thing is too that it's being able to see what's going on and the sound of music to me as long as I've been in the game, it's changed a few times, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I first came out, I was doing really, with Can't Deny It and maybe Keeping It Gangsta. And
yeah.
Right. You know what I mean? That was just like pure, that was me just doing pure hip-hop that I just felt like doing. But, by the time my second album came out, the game has shifted where if you wanted to have a successful record, especially on radio and stuff, you had to have like a, an R&B feel or R&B hook to your joint. And I remember, that was around 2002 or 3, and that's when Ja Rule was really big. And if you remember Ja Rule's, hits, all his hits stem from that as well. Big R&B hooks, and
he had a great run.
Right, and and him having that run is probably what made the game do that. You know what I mean? Because it was him being so big with those R&B hip hop kind of looks made you have to do the same thing where you ask, well, I want to make a successful, I want radio to play my record, so I got to play by the game, and that's I've went through that through different points all through my career, and I think one thing that's kept me in it is being able to be that versatile, to be able to do that. Every artist can't do that. So when the game or the sound changes on them, if their sound isn't in the lead way, sometimes a lot of guys get left out to dry, so to say, because they can't adapt to where the game has changed to.
Yeah. Are you ever afraid that would be you?
Well, I try to work so that doesn't happen. I don't sit and dwell on on anybody's demise. You know what I'm saying? If anything, I would rather, if it was my friends, I would rather help them out through the time, or try to give them some advice or whatever like that. But even like now, if you want to say this is the ratchet turn up time in music, me personally, I don't make ratchet turn up music, but I still have to make music that can play in the same realm with the music, you know what I'm saying? And that's really being even just a smart businessman, and knowing what kind of music you got to make it when the music is when the sounds change, you know what I'm saying? And you don't let it compromise you or change you, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to come out of nowhere making music where it's not sounding like me, but at the same time, I do have to make music that is competitive and can play in the same realm as the rest of the music that's going on. So
anybody that works a job obviously wants to eventually leave on their own terms. What are you doing to set yourself up to leave when Fab wants to leave?
Definitely, you don't want to be rapping at 60 years old. So I want to I want to bring in other artists as well. I want to tap it on the executive side. I want to do whatever I can. I want to build things off of my music career as well. So I don't strategize on an exit plan, but at the same time, you put things in place, for you to make money and for you to do things and for you to enjoy the fruits of your labor after your career as well. So, of course, that's part of being a smart businessman too. Anybody in a business, you have to think about when you're out of the business as well.
Good. All right. So when's the album dropping?
The album's coming this summer, man. I don't have the exact date at this time because I'm waiting for a couple clearances to finish up before we can, actually put a date. I don't want to put a date and then we end up having to push it back a week or 2 weeks. I'd rather just, when we get the concrete date, just hit everybody with it and just promote it from there. So I'm looking at top of August is the album date, but I definitely will check back in with y'all before that time comes and let everybody know the date.
Yeah. Okay. Well, please do that, everybody. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Fabolous. Fabolous, I have to end with asking you to clear up these rumors that hit the internet about you not wanting to get married or when the time presents itself. Can you just clear that up? Because everybody's been tweeting me, asking me about it.
I don't know where a rumor about marriage is really even floating out. Like, I hate addressing rumor questions because it just does nothing but continue the rumor. So I don't have any wedding plans. I don't know where a wedding rumor came from, but I don't have any wedding plans on my schedule. I'm just, working. Like I said, my priority right now is actually getting this album finished and out to everybody so they can have some great music for the summer. And that's my focus right now.
Well, you're getting married to the summer. You're married to the music.
Yeah, I'm married to this music right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm engaged. I'm not wouldn't even say I'm married. I'm engaged to the music. When it comes out, we'll be married.
You're engaged and you're engaging the music, both at the same damn time.
Yep.
All right, Fab. Listen, I appreciate you for calling. Everybody, August, look out for the album. What's gonna be the name of the album, Fab? Do you have it yet?
Yeah, the name of the album is Low Soul's Way 2. You know what I mean? The last album was Low Soul's Way, and with this album, I'm just continuing the story and, showing a little bit more growth as an artist, as a man, as a father, as a friend, you know what I'm saying? So I just want to continue the story and, still make some good music at the same time.
All right, look at you. All right, all growing up and stuff. All right, Fab. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate you, homie.
No problem.
All right.
Thanks, yeah.
All right, bye-bye. All right, give it up for Fabolous, everybody. Up next, the Hard Drive at 5 with the heavy hitter Lonnie B. And I just got a text that Lonnie is going to go in on some Fab. He's got enough hits. All right, so we'll be back with some Fab on iPower.